If you watch until the end, you will see just how incredible the human body truly is. Yes, most of us complain about our bodies, but there is a story in history where the body completely took over its owner's will, and no one could stop it. Documented, witnessed, officially recorded, and to this day, no one has fully explained it. This is not a legend. This is not a myth. This happened in the heart of Europe in 1518, in plain sight, and they all faced the same question. What was happening? July 1518. Located in what is today northeastern France, at the time it was within the borders of the Holy Roman Empire, and the city was already falling apart. There was famine. There was disease. People were hungry, desperate, and afraid. The streets were filled with people just trying to survive. A woman named Frau Troffea stepped into the street out of nowhere and began to dance. No music, no celebration, no reason. She was simply dancing. The first day, no one took it seriously. Maybe she had lost her mind. Maybe she had drunk too much wine. The second day, she was still dancing. Within 1 week, 34 people had joined her. Within 2 weeks, that number exceeded 100. By the end of 1 month, more than 400 people were dancing. They did not want to dance, but they could not stop. Their feet were bleeding. Their bones were cracking. Some collapsed, only to rise again and continue. Some died of heart attacks. Some lost their lives from exhaustion. The city council was in a panic. They did not know what to do. The doctors gathered. They debated. Hot blood disease. The only cure, more dancing. Yes, you heard that right. They hired more musicians. They cleared space for the dancers. If they found a rhythm, they would eventually stop. The result? It got even worse. They caused the deaths of even more people. They dismissed the musicians. They banned dancing. But no one was listening. Because they could not listen, the church stepped in. This is God's wrath, the price of your sins. The dancers were taken to the chapel of St. Vitus. Prayers were said. Rituals were performed. And strangely, some stopped. But not all. Even those who stopped began again days later. The church could not find an answer either. In the final days of August, the dancing stopped as suddenly as it had begun. No one knew why it had started. No one knew why it had ended. People went home. Life returned to normal. Strasbourg tried to forget this event. It had been carved so deeply into people's memories. The official records remained. It did not happen only once. Hundreds of people danced in the streets. The same thing. Again the same. All during times of famine. At the peak of desperation. Among the poor and the oppressed. Was this a coincidence? Mass psychogenic illness. The brain sometimes loses control. Others follow unconsciously. Ergot fungus. A substance similar to LSD. It causes hallucinations. It makes muscles impossible to control. The bread could have been contaminated. Cult ritual. It spiraled out of control. No matter which theory is correct, the real question is not this. Why did they dance? How desperate must you be to lose control of your own body? Perhaps dancing was an escape. Perhaps it was a cry. When people lose everything, even the thing called reason can disappear. So how did these people endure this? Days without sleep, without food, without rest. A normal person starts hallucinating after 3 days without sleep. After 11 days, organs begin to shut down. But these people dance for weeks. Even when the brain says stop, stops feeling pain, stops registering exhaustion. Dissociative state. Soldiers on battlefields after being shot keep fighting. Walk kilometers with broken arms. This is not just the story of 1518. Expressed what they could not say with their bodies. We are still trying to understand what those bodies were telling us. To hear the silent screams of history. And this is only the beginning.